Hello, Booktube, and welcome back. I'm back to Booktube. I had a snafu with a live stream a couple of days ago, and it sent me into a towering rage, and that's never good. That emotion is the worst one. It's the only one that I don't handle well, and I didn't handle it well. I thought in all sorts of abstruse, black and white, Old Testament ways of thinking and needed time to calm down. And I was helped in calming down by all of you. I got hundreds of emails, hundreds of them. And some of you made some very, very good points. One of you in particular, if you're this smart when you're 10, I can't imagine what you're going to be like when you're 18. Several of you made very, very good points. Boiling down to one, the snafu with the live stream did not seem to be my fault. Two, the snafu with the live stream took two parts. It had two components to it. One was that I booted myself off my own live stream, and I'm not sure that I did it myself or if the live stream acted up. And two is that the live stream would not shut down. It kept going. So I couldn't get back into it, and I also couldn't stop it. And several of you pointed out that it was the combination of those two things that was really sending me off the deep end. Not that either one I might have laughed at. That's entirely true. And those of you who pointed out that if I would have laughed separately at either one of those components, I really should laugh at both of them together, especially since I have since determined, and many of you have shared stories with me and research with me, that this has happened to other people as well. It's not unique to me. It's happened to other people. It is just a YouTube live stream snafu. That is what I had. A YouTube live stream snafu. And one of you pointed out, well, if you say that we're friends, right? Imaginary Booktube friends, but still friends. You don't walk away from your friends if you're if something frustrating happens, right? You don't just throw that all away and walk away. And my response to that, unfortunately, if we're being completely honest here, my response would be yes, I have tended to do that. I handle anger worse than anything. And that's not right. The fact that I might have done that doesn't excuse it. It's still wrong. So I am back. I have calmed down. I am back to making videos. I am back to talking to my imaginary Booktube friends. And believe it or not, despite the rage that was visible in that last video that I made a couple of days ago, I am still not closing the door on live streams. The problem is curiosity. I am endlessly curious to know about live streams. Now, when it comes to making a video where I open up the photo booth function of this laptop and I make a video, there's pretty much nothing about that I don't know. After 5,000 videos, there's pretty much nothing about. It's all known to me. I know. I'm not good at it, but I know about it. Well, live streams are still new to me, and there's a lot that I don't know. Like, for instance, if we talk just in basics, how likely is it that I would get booted out of a live stream again? I don't even know that. It's only happened one time. So another live stream may very well happen. That may very well happen in exactly the same way that it's been happening. The way that it's been happening is for me to just start a live stream with no announcement and have as many people who are free that moment join in. It's still a video, so even if you miss the live stream part of it, you still get the content, except for the one that I had to nuke. The one that I got booted out of and that kept on going even though I didn't want it to. The way that I had to fix that was to erase it completely, to delete it completely, and to delete it from the activity tree of the MacBook. So there's no trace of it whatsoever. That's not optimal, as the business bros say, but at least it's possible. And I know how to do that, and I know that doesn't have anything to do with YouTube, which means that the frustrating part, the really frustrating part for me, that this thing was going on even though I didn't want it to, I wanted to stop it, that isn't true. I can stop these things if it happens again. And I'm curious to know if it will happen again. And counterbalancing that is how much fun the live streams are. Not just for me, it seems like you enjoy them too. So I'm back, I'm calmed down, back to making videos, and believe it or not, back to a live stream. And I thought, I might as well do some mail to calm myself down. Plus, it seems to me, several of you pointed this out too, it seems to me that mail hauls are when I do my all-purpose chatting. Fine. That's fine by me. So in terms of all-purpose chatting, it is a beautiful day. Beautiful, bright blue skies, not a cloud in the sky. That horrible, bratty storm system of howling winds and a little bit of snow that was in the air. Didn't really accumulate, but it dusted everything. That is gone, and it looks like it's gone for good. It looks like we're beginning a week of beautiful weather. Still too cold for me. I want triple digits, but much better than it being freezing cold. So, and the bean is also on the mend. She's not jumping out of the camera range now. She's feeling a little bit better. And we have a couple of packages. So let's go through those packages to welcome me back to making Booktube videos, huh? Are we welcoming me back to making Booktube videos? So what is this first one? Oh my. Oh goodness, this can't be the real person, can it? This is coming out in early April. It's called Aspects by John M. Ford. Has a blurb by Robert Jordan and an introduction by Neil Gaiman, and it's lovely. It's a lovely thing, but it can't be the John M. What? But Robert Jordan, John M. Ford is the best writer in America, bar none. That has to be the real John Ford, who I thought was dead. Let's find out. The final work of the late and great award-winning SFF author John M. Ford. Wow. He's the author of The Dragon Waiting, which I've mentioned on this channel a few times. A fantasy novel that is not well enough known and is brilliant. Wow. Ford was the kind of writer that made readers' eyes light up and made other writers want to either worship him or assassinate him. That's probably true. He's better than almost any of them. He was a brilliant stylist, a clever storyteller, and he wrote everything from short stories, novels, plays, poetry, sketches, comedy monologues, games, Star Trek tie-ins, puzzles, and parodies. Wow. Praised by Robert Jordan as the best writer in America, bar none, and by Neil Gaiman as a great writer who is... Neil Gaiman's quote has an expletive in it, because I guess he's 13. Or I guess that means it matters, right? That means he means it. Because if he doesn't have that, if he doesn't have an F-bomb everywhere, then he doesn't mean it. Ford truly left a lasting legacy in the world of fantasy. In the years before he died so suddenly, Ford was working on a novel, a long fantasy of magic, railroads, politics, and abdicated kings, swords and sorcerous machine guns, divination and ancient empires. Now it is here, son of a gun. Aspect is in your hands. Come enter the halls of Parliament with Varric, Corin of the Corvaric coast. Come visit Strange House with Archmage Birch. Explore the mountains of Lady Longlight's coronage of the great rogue hills, alongside Palion Silvern, who is an armiger/sorcerer. Okay. John Ford died in 2006. I didn't think there was another book coming. That's a long time, but here it is. And this comes out in early April. Incredible. Incredible. What a way to start a mail. I've only got 2 packages, but one of them is a John Ford novel, for God's sake. Let's do this second package, and then we'll be done with our return mail haul for today. What have we got? Oh, great. Okay, we've seen this a couple of times. I just talked about this the other day. Do I have the pub sheet? Yes, I do. Great. This is the finished copy of Captain Gray's Gambit by J.H. Galertner. Napoleonic seafaring historical novel. And I mentioned that the author was very young. There he is. Look at that. Baby face. So he could write 50 of these things before he drops off the twig. So let's see what we have here. I don't want to block the beam. You had the whole day without seeing Her Highness. She was very, very good today. She sat for a clipping, a trim, and she was very good throughout it. I didn't do the whole of her. I do it until she's really insisting that she would like me to stop. She doesn't want it to happen at all, but if she'll put up with it until she reaches a sort of organic limit, and then when she reaches that limit, she then starts to very emphatically say, "I would like to stop." She will still do it if I want her to, but when she reaches that point, I just stop. So we have, I think, 2 more sessions to go before the whole of her tiny little body is done. But anyway, what have we got here? So Publishers Weekly and Kirkus both love this series, as well they should. You should jump on this series. It's really good. It's December 1803. Napoleon has ordered his invasion fleet to storm the beaches of southern England as part of a brazen effort to expand the French Empire. However, before the French can attack, the leader of the French resistance in the German states informs British naval intelligence that one of Napoleon's top advisors has become disenchanted with Napoleon's increasingly autocratic rule and wants to join the royalist court in exile in London. His defection is tremendously good news for Britain. If he can escape France, he will be able to assist the English as they fight off Napoleon's armies. Determined to get him on British soil, Naval Intelligence Service calls on Captain Thomas Gray, an exceptional intelligence agent, a formidable swordsman, and a skilled chess player, who entrusts him with the task of smuggling the man from a chess tournament in Frankfurt to a safe house in London. And I've already read this. It's terrific. Do you have a date? Did I say the date on this thing already? This comes out in early April, right about the same time as Aspects does by John Ford. Died in 2006. We have a new John Ford novel. Incredible. This comes out in April. And this is not a sequel. I'm sure that you could jump on board, no pun intended, here as well. But the first book in the series is called Holdfast. And it was terrific. And it introduces Captain Gray. So, this is only book 2. That's not bad if you want to join this series. That is great. So we have here, let me origami this so I can take one glance at it and see the date. All right, so April. So those are the 2 books for our mail haul. Both fiction, but still. Aspects by John Ford and Captain Gray's Gambit in the finished copy. I have the advanced copy of this thing, but now I have the finished copy. Great. So 2 novels, but in this case, I'm not complaining. So I'm going to wrap this up. That is our little mail haul for this Monday. And I also want to say, of course, thank you all for all the emails. That was just tremendous. It was tremendous to remember the connection here. This connection is entirely real. It's mystifying to me. I don't understand it, but it is entirely real. And if you have an entirely real connection, you don't say, well, I'm having a bad hour, so to hell with this. You don't say that. So I'm back, and we will try a live stream as well. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, but I'll be back. Thank you, Booktube.